did last year, take care of the ball. So, I mean, this is typical of a Tennessee team since I've been in the league. They're great on defense. They're tough. They've got some elite scorers that you're going to have to take care of, and Chaz Lanier's one of the best shooters in the country, and Ziegler's leading the league in assists. So, they've got very good players in the offensive end, and they've got a great defensive system that's tough to score on. So we've got our hands full, we know, but we're more than capable if we bring the right mentality and take care of the ball and bring a defensive mindset for 40 minutes. So looking forward to seeing how our group responds. I think we've been playing better here lately. I think, getting our legs back up under us, young bloods get more comfortable making shots. I think Cliff's starting to play his best basketball. We got a lot of guys playing the best basketball of the year right now.
Start with Blake.
Yeah, Nate, you've been held under 75 points in every meeting with Tennessee since you've been there. I was just wondering what kind of makes it difficult to impose your offensive style against them, and is that something that you find important in this game tomorrow?
Yeah, I didn't realize that stat, but it's not shocking. They've done a really good job with us. Even in games we've won, haven't necessarily been high scoring affairs. So, I mean, they're physical. They get into you. They make cutting hard. They guard the ball well. We like to get in the paint, draw help, spray the ball. They don't necessarily need help all the time because they're so physical on the ball. Then our off ball cutting just, they kind of stand you up. They got number one defense in the country this year, and they're usually top 5 in the country every year.
Tony.
Yeah, Nate, we kind of saw you deal with or balance Ramadan last year with Mo Diabate. He has an extended role now. It starts today. Have you guys been doing anything maybe differently just with his heightened role in the team? He's going to have more minutes, and how do you guys kind of balance that?
Yeah, so Amanda's our nutritionist, so it mainly affects him in that way because he can't eat till sundown. So she's been trying to get him gradually worked into having meals between sundown and sun up. And, tomorrow I think will be the first game where he can't eat after sun comes up. So he's going to have to get himself, good meal before the sun comes up. I just told Amanda, don't wake me up when you wake up, Mo. He'll be up before the rest of us to make sure he's eating. But he seemed to handle it pretty well last year. This will be a game. I don't think it's 4:00 here. I don't know when the sun goes down here, but he may not be able to eat till after the game in this one. There were some games last year in the NCAA tournament where he was able to eat partway through the game, but it seemed like he got his energy pretty well. It seemed like he handled it pretty well. So Amanda's got a pretty good grasp of that.
Nick.
Yeah, Chris Youngblood obviously had 2 really good games against Mississippi State, but I don't think he's had more than 3 threes in the game otherwise. I guess what do you guys want him to replicate from what he's done against Mississippi State, or how do you guys get him to replicate that?
I mean, some of that's the way they guard us versus the way some other people guard us. They're a heavy collapse team, and you collapse a lot. Ball is able to get sprayed around a little bit more, and he's able to get free. So, if we can force some help, some of these other teams a little bit more and get them some open catch and shoots, maybe we run him off some more actions. We'll have to see who they match up on him. Tennessee's got 2 elite defensive guards and Ziegler and Meshack. So I'm not sure who they'll choose to put those guys on, but, we may have to look to go to somebody other than the 2 that those guys are guarding, or get those 2 and, open with some screening actions. But, it'd be nice to get him some more shots against some other teams. I agree, because he's making a pretty high clip right now.
Ariel.
Coach, you talk about playing your best basketball now, specifically in March, for a lot of these guys, and you feel like some of these guys are. What is it going to maybe take for Grant or Jaren maybe to start playing their best basketball now?
I think Jaren is, to be honest with you. I mean, somebody sent me a stat. not too long ago since, kind of took him out of the starting lineup the last 3 games to kind of get him to play with more creators. He's got shooting 63% from the field. He's shooting 57% from three. His effective field goal percentage is 88%. He's 1.3 points per catch on his usage possessions compared to 0.9 in the 25 games prior. So I think Jaren's been pretty efficient these last 3 games. You know, maybe it's not super high production, but I mean, you got Sears, who's second in the league in scoring, I believe, right now, and Youngblood, LeBaron, and we've got some guys that are Holloway, they're kind of wired to score. What we need Jaren to do is be super efficient in his shots, which he's been, and we need him to be, you know, an elite defender and rebounder. So I think Jaren's playing pretty well. Maybe we could get him a few more shots with his efficiency. You know, Grant's got to get healthier. I think we're starting to see him get healthier, get more explosive. He's got to get downhill the rim. The dunk he had against Mississippi State, where you know some teams kind of overhelp off him, and he can kind of get going. You know, on a go catch, we call it downhill the rim. But you know, we do need Grant to be a little more aggressive, and a little bit more efficient in his minutes. You know, in his turnovers. You know, some games he's been a little inconsistent with taking care of the ball. We need to take care of the ball a little bit better too.
Jack.
Kind of following up on Ariel's question, Nate, just you talked about after the Mississippi State game with Jaren and the 3 guard lineups kind of giving him some more open looks. Is there similar things you can do with Grant in terms of, you know, playing him with different guard combos to maybe create some more opportunities for those go catches and things for him to attack off the dribble?
I mean, we pretty much play Jaren with 2 guards, you know, when you're talking about Sears, LeBaron, and Holloway. And we played Grant pretty much with 2 guards the whole time anyways. I mean, it's Grant's got to be healthy enough to get in the gym to shoot to where he's confident to knock down shots. I mean, Jaren's shooting 57% from three the last 3 games, and Grant's not as comfortable shooting it like that because he hasn't been able to get in the gym as much as we need him to. So, you know, I think more of it's Grant being healthy to where he can get in the gym and put reps up and get his shot a little more comfortable. But you know, we are finding some cutting opportunities. Our guards got to find them on. I think that's an area because he can finish at the rim real well. So if we can maybe play him with, you know, like our starting group. You've got Sears and LeBaron to create. You got Youngblood to stretch the floor. If Grant can find some more cuts, I think he can get himself to be a little bit more efficient.
Last one, Hunter.
Hey, Coach. Just in general, how do you prepare for an individual player who is dominant both offensively and defensively, like Ziegler is?
Yeah, I mean, he's leads the league in assists, so he gets in the paint. You got to be able to stay in front of him. But on the defensive end, I mean, if you try to attack him to get him in foul trouble because you want him out because he's so good on offense, all of a sudden you put yourself in some predicaments because he's so quick on the ball and plays so hard. You know, you might be turning the ball over. So we got to be smart with how we try to attack him. You know, I mean, depending on who he ends up guarding, but he's one of the better players in this league, and he's been that way for a few years. So when you're as good a two-way guy as he is, I mean, it makes it difficult because you don't want to go at some of these really good offensive players. You just keep going at them. They either refuse to guard and you can get easy buckets, or they foul and you get them on the bench. Well, Ziegler's not really somebody you want to go at much because you end up getting a bad possession out of it or turning it over. So, you know, try to keep him out of actions as much as possible, you know, when he's on defense, but then on offense, you got to really do a good job staying in front of him. And so he's, you know, if he's blown by people, he finds everybody on the assists. He's also scoring the ball. I think he's averaging over 18 in the last 5 games. So, you know, him and Lanier, the 2 biggest keys on their offensive end. And then him and Meshack are by far the 2 best defenders on their defensive end. You know, so he's their best two-way guy for sure. And he's going to be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year in the league again. So I got a lot of respect for him.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Hoss.